reconvene the June 17th, 2026 regular board meeting to order at 7 p.m. Jackie, please call the roll.
Emily Swisbeck.
Here.
Vanessa Berry.
Here.
Debbie Bryan.
Here.
Josh Martin.
Here.
Karen Larson.
Here.
Laura Paley.
Here.
Liz Sullivan.
Here.
Okay, thank you. Agenda item number 2 is opportunity for visitors to speak. Public comment is for the general public to address the board. Each person will have up to 5 minutes to provide public comment. Seeing none, we will move on to agenda item number 3, which is the election of officers. May I have a motion and a second for LLD board president?
I move to elect Emily Swistek as LLD board president.
I second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Discussion? Okay, roll call please.
Emily Swisbeck.
Aye.
Vanessa Berry.
Aye.
Debbie Bryan.
Aye.
Josh Martin.
Aye.
Karen Larson.
Aye.
Laura Paley.
Aye.
Liz Sullivan.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Thank you, everyone. May I have a motion and a second for LLD vice president?
I move to elect Liz Sullivan
Okay,
as LLD Vice President.
do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Okay, roll call please.
Emily Swisbeck.
Nay?
Vanessa Berry.
Nay.
Debbie Bryan.
Nay.
Josh Martin.
Nay.
Karen Larson.
Yes.
Laura Paley.
Nay.
Liz Sullivan.
Yes.
Okay, motion does not pass. May I have another motion and a second for LLD vice president?
I move to elect Vanessa Berry as LLD Vice President.
Second?
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Roll call please.
Emily Swisbeck.
Aye.
Vanessa Berry.
Aye.
Debbie Bryan.
Aye.
Josh Martin.
Aye.
Karen Larson.
No.
Laura Paley.
Aye.
Liz Sullivan.
No.
Okay, motion passes. Congratulations, Vanessa. May I have a motion and a second for LLD treasurer?
I move to elect Debbie Bryan as LLD treasurer.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Discussion? Okay, roll call please.
Emily Swistek.
Aye.
Vanessa Berry.
Aye.
Debbie Bryan.
Aye.
Josh Martin.
Aye.
Karen Larson.
Aye.
Laura Paley.
Aye.
Liz Sullivan.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Congratulations, Josh.
Wait,
May I have a,
that-
oh, sorry,
Yeah, that was,
Debbie?
yeah.
They are out of order.
Yeah.
You have secretary, then treasurer. That's what threw me
Oh,
off
I
too.
did
Yeah.
treasurer here because I'm reading it.
That's-
Sorry.
No, I looked up and
I know,
almost said
I
the
was
wrong
like,
thing.
Sorry.
Okay.
Treasurer, I'm reading on this that has treasurer, then secretary. I said, sorry, backwards from this. Okay,
Okay.
now we'll do secretary.
There we go.
I move to elect
Go ahead.
Trustee Paley.
Okay, I have a motion. Second?
I'll second.
Okay. Discussion? Wait, that was Barry.
Thank you.
So we have a motion to elect Laura Paley as secretary. And that was by trustee Larson.
Yes.
And we had a second by Vice President Barry. Okay, all right. Discussion? Roll call?
Emily Swistek.
Nay?
Vanessa Berry.
Nay.
Debbie Bryan.
Nay.
Josh Martin.
Nay.
Karen Larson.
Yes.
Laura Paley.
Nay.
You do whatever you want.
Sure.
Liz Sullivan.
Aye.
Okay, motion does not pass. May I have another motion and a second for LLD secretary?
I move to elect Josh Martin as LLD Secretary.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Discussion? Okay, roll call please.
Emily Swistek.
Aye.
Vanessa Berry.
Aye.
Debbie Bryan.
Aye.
Josh Martin.
Aye.
Karen Larson.
No.
Laura Paley.
Aye.
Liz Sullivan.
Nay.
Okay, motion passes. Thank you. Congratulations, Secretary Martin.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. Congratulations to all officers, and then we'll continue with the next agenda item. Agenda item number 4 acknowledges that Trustee Larson and Trustee Paley reviewed the May billings in June, and that Trustee Sullivan and Trustee Larson reviewed the June billings in July. Trustee Larson, I was told that that was correct, that it was a change from before, and so that's why it's 2 months in a row.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Agenda item number 5 is the consent agenda. Is there a trustee who wishes to pull something from the consent agenda? If not, may I have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda?
I move to approve the consent agenda, which includes the minutes of the May 20, 2026 board meeting, an acknowledgement of the May 31, 2026 treasurer's report, investment activity report, current asset report, revenue report, expense report, and the authorization of the June 17, 2026 payment of bills.
I second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Discussion? Okay, roll call please.
Emily Swistek.
Aye.
Vanessa Berry.
Aye.
Debbie Bryan.
Aye.
Josh Martin.
Aye.
Karen Larson.
Aye.
Laura Paley.
Aye.
Liz Sullivan.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes, thank you. Item number 6 is unfinished business. 6A is capital improvement project. A1 includes the BAS update, and A2 includes the Kingston lot development.
So I have an update, breaking news. Mark could not be with us here tonight. He is pulled away to an emergency meeting. So we have Brian, if you could step up, Brian, you can take a seat here. This is Brian Krebs. He's a project manager with CCS. He's working very closely with Mark on our projects. Will and I have both met with Brian previously. He recently joined CCS a couple of months ago. He is a licensed architect and has also been an owner's rep for a number of years prior to being hired at CCS. So he's going to be working with Mark for our projects. And Mark also wanted to assure everybody he will be here in July. So not to worry, he's not giving up on us or anything like that. But we are working with both Brian and Mark on our project. So good to have you here.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so could you walk us through the packet?
Of course, yeah. So the first page is just kind of our summary update for you guys. Obviously, the BAS has been completed, and Mark wanted me to assure you guys he was not avoiding tonight to talk about the BAS. I'm very excited that it's finally been completed. And then item number 2 is just kind of our schedule for the next couple of months for the nature trail project. So if you guys have this in front of you, we can kind of go take it 1 month at a time. All right. So starting in June 2026, that is this meeting, just basically to discuss this schedule with you guys. The architect, civil, and engineers are already working on the project. So they, at the end of this month, will be making some recommendations, which will then be bringing to the board meeting next month in July. So that's kind of month number 2 here. And again, sorry, let me take a step back. For the next 4 months, we're going to be in the design phase. And then after that, we'll go into permitting, bidding for the contractor to do the work, and then we'll start construction next year. But going back to the design phase, in July, we'll have some selections for you guys to take a look at, just to make sure that you're comfortable with the look and feel of the nature trail and the items. And then in August, they'll have some progress drawings for us to review. That will be a little bit more developed, finishes, colors will be a little more selected, so we'll have a chance to touch base then, make sure that we're still on the right track. And then in September is when we'll have the drawings complete, and we'll ask for permission to release that to bid out to contractors. So are there any questions for the design phase that I can help answer? No? Okay, great. All right, so yeah, once we get to that part of the project, we will then submit that for permitting to the city. I've already spoken with the village. Mike, I forgot his last name. Yeah, Smetana. Very helpful guy. He says this project is pretty minimal in the realm of reviews, so we'll go in for a site review, and then because we are doing a bridge, we will have to pull a formal building permit, but we don't anticipate that being a very long process either. They seem very on top of things over there, so it's refreshing to hear. So that'll be kind of happening starting in August through the end of the year, and as we bid the drawings in September, we should be getting bids to come back in November, which we will review and then make a recommendation for who we should select, or the most qualified contractor to proceed with the work. That will be in November. And then once we make that selection, it'll take about a month for us to get through contracting with them. We'll probably have some back and forth. And then at that point, we will then present the contract, recommend that we execute, and then proceed to the next stage, which is construction. Any questions on entitlements or permitting or contract procurement? Okay, great. So big item here is the bridge. Once we do select the contractor, they'll have to get into what's called shop drawings right away. Basically, the architect could design the bridge. The shop drawings are what the fabricator is going to build off of. So we just need to kind of, nuts and bolts drawings to put together. Once we get that approved by the architect, because they will be reviewing it for design intent and constructability and all that fun stuff, then we'll put that into fabrication. It's worst case scenario about 18 weeks, but the way that we have it scheduled out, that'll come just in time for it to be installed. We won't start construction until the 3rd month, so month 10, March 2027, just because it's too cold to do anything. The ground's frozen, it shows no sense in starting too early. But once we mobilize in March, they'll do site work, so like not a lot of tree removal because we're trying to keep most of the trees, but they'll have to do some work to prepare for the site, bring power over, and then get the, it's called the embankments for the bridge, basically to drop the bridge on the ground and connect it to cross over the retaining wall area. So yeah, that'll be for March, April, May, and we should be finished up in early June, just in time for opening and planting. One of the things that we did want to point out here, we don't anticipate it going into July and August, but if we do, we probably won't be able to plant until September. But again, this is just, we're being very cautious and just putting it out now. We don't anticipate it being an issue, but that's something that we'll just keep a close eye on as we progress. So that's kind of our schedule. Are there any questions that I can help answer?
So for the meeting next month, when we get to look at all the selections, will we get to view that stuff ahead of time, or how will that be done?
Yes, so we will have that prepared at the end of this month. I think we'll want to review it internally first before we present it, but yeah, it should be available prior to the meeting. I don't know if we're shooting for like a week or so before.
Well,
In the
it would
board
be in the
packet.
board packet, so they'll have 5 days to review.
Okay.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect.
Any other questions that anyone has for Brian?
Great.
It's exciting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brian.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll see you next month.
Okay.
So then will you, so now I just said no questions, but, so then you'll be coming to all future meetings with Mark too, or
I believe
just-
so.
Okay.
Yeah, I will definitely be, I would like to come to every single one, yes.
Okay.
But yeah, between me and Mark, one of us will be here and have
Okay.
him covered.
Okay, great.
I know he's close by, and funny enough, I used to live on Kingston.
Oh.
Many years ago, on the other side of Ogden
Okay.
though, so.
Interesting.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Moving on. Agenda item number 7 is committee reports. I'd first like to mention that in July, I will appoint committee chairs and committee members for the next fiscal year. As president, I'm an ex officio member of every committee. The director and assistant director are also ex officio non-voting members. Committees meet sporadically throughout the year and require a quorum to meet, so trustee availability is a factor. Okay, so I'm just going to talk about the 3 standing committees first. The Finance Committee is a standing committee that meets on an as-needed basis on the topic of finances and investments. Generally, the committee meets 1 to 2 times a year, depending on need. Personnel and Policy is a standing committee that can meet as policy needs arise throughout the year. This committee updates and edits policies for the library. This committee generally meets more often than other committees. Physical Plant is a standing committee that meets on an as-needed basis regarding facility needs. This committee generally does groundwork before larger projects arise and can also address smaller facility projects. Okay, so for all the trustees, if you have a preference or if you'd like to discuss the committees in general, please contact me individually via email or in person. Please do so within the next 2 weeks. And we'd like to have at least 2 to 3 trustees on any committee. So that just helps us. If someone can't make it, then we still have a quorum and we can still meet. Okay, so I actually I mentioned it now, but I'll probably send an email out to you as well as a reminder. I know for me it helps me to get another email reminder, so I will do that for you as well. Okay, so then with that, we'll move on to any committee reports. So 7A is finance, any reports?
Nothing to report at this time.
Okay, thank you. 7B, personnel and policy.
Nothing at this time?
7C, physical plans.
Nothing to report.
All right, great, thank you. Okay, moving on then. Agenda item number 8 is staff reports. 8A is the director's report. Director Weinstein.
Okay, so I'm gonna start off with some fun stuff. We hosted approximately 550 patrons at our summer read kickoff party, which was wonderful. We had carnival games, we had live music, we had the Kona ice truck, flavored ice truck, everybody loved it. We had a really nice art project. If you walked in on the north side, it's hanging right by the circulation desk, so take a look before you leave. Our plant a seed read signs that are right behind Josh and Vanessa and Liz right there were a huge hit, and we still have a few left, so if you don't have any, you want to take some to your neighbors, take one. They were wonderful, and we see them all around town. It's very nice. I also made sure that our police department was aware that we were having this very large-scale event. All our events generally bring in hundreds of people. They were very nice to come in. They brought other officers. They handed out stickers to the kids. That was lovely. There's also a lot of nice photos on our social media page as well as in the packet. So take a look at those. And then as usual, I just have to praise the staff. They always do a wonderful planning, promotion, execution of the event. So just kudos to the staff, and also wanted to remind everybody summer read runs through August 8th. So for the adults, there's a lovely canvas bag, and then for the teens and kids, there's all kinds of plant-related paraphernalia to pick up for their reading logs. So it's all great. So I hope everybody continues to participate in summer read. And then moving on, the next topic I have is I attended the Chamber's Government Affairs meeting. I'm not going to go into it because the summaries of each of the entities were there, but if you have questions, I can answer them for you. There's just a few topics that were provided by the Chamber, the Village, the Park District, DuPage County, and State. And then, speaking of state, was the Illinois State Library visiting our library. The state's program and grant specialists came and visited with us on June 10th to review how we expend our per capita grant funds. And so the state's office is reestablishing these visits, according to them, to libraries who receive these grants just to understand libraries' goals in terms of using the money, as well as trying to better the program, and they asked us some questions. So Jackie and I met with the grant specialists. We provided a general ledger of documentation of our grant receipts and expenses, samples of invoices, a spreadsheet with our breakdown of all the categorical expenditures, as well as just giving some background as to how we expend these funds. And so I have to do a little bragging because she was very impressed with how we do our accounting, because not every library has a separate line of accounting for separate grant funding. And so she does these visits, so then she makes recommendations to the libraries to like adjust their financials, and we had no recommendations for our reporting or otherwise. So pleased about that, and kudos to Jackie for keeping really tidy financial records. So this past fiscal year, we expended a majority of the grant funding on program enhancements as well as technology purchases. And in years past, we've spent a lot on digital content. In years past, we've done some of that this year, but mostly this year was on technology as well as programming. And then I also gave her a tour of the library. She was very impressed with the library, the renovation, especially the seating. She made mention of the seating areas, the study rooms. She loved that we had 2 entrances that optimize our parking, as well as she loved the placement of the logo around the building. She took lots of pictures of that. And of course, she loved the YS play area, the Lisle, all the beautiful, just colorfulness of the YS department. So she was very happy with that. And then just lastly, this is another breaking news on the topic of grants. We just received an email from Secretary of State Julius that we will be receiving our forthcoming year per capita grant. So we get the email first, and then we get the check sometime in late summer.
Great.
Yeah.
Good news.
And then just lastly, we launched a short program and services survey recently. The report is in the board packet. It is just one tool we'll use to meet the objectives in the strategic plan as we move into the new fiscal year as it relates to programs and services. It ran for 24 days. We had 36 responses to the 5 questions. Some of the questions allowed for a short sentence answer, and that's also in the report if you want to read that. Not everybody answered every question, and the majority of the respondents were very happy with what we already provide people. If you read some of the answers, I believe at least one person said they weren't aware of all the services we provide, so she was happy about that. So as good surveys do, they also educate the public about what we have to offer, and we also hyperlinked out to those service, the service information that's on our website. I've shared the results with our department directors, and we'll have further discussions on how to implement some of them if they meet the needs of the departments. And we'll do more of these as we go through the fiscal year, the upcoming fiscal year. It might relate to materials, it might relate to other things in the library, but just touching base with our patrons. I think that's my only report.
That's great.
Thank you.
Does anyone have questions for the director? Okay. 8B is the Assistant Director's report. Assistant Director Savage.
All right. So as Brian mentioned, Mark and I met with the tech from IBS for final walkthrough of the BAS. Had them make a few more minor adjustments, and everything on our end is good. We just need the final closeout documents from them, which include like all the tools and passwords in like an official tight little package. And then we will be cutting them the final check and sending them on their merry way. Update on the plumbing. We actually had the plumbers out today, so we did not have to wait till the 28th, which I was very excited about. So the backflow, all 4 backflow devices are all functioning as intended, and the village will be very happy that we are now fully compliant. As am I. We had Terrence Electric came out over the course of several days last week. We just had little issues that were popping up that like a light would not turn on one night but then on the next night, or like little things like that that finally reached a point where I was okay, now we have enough that we can have a guy come out for time and materials. One of the big issues that he handled for us was the YS public PC table is constructed with several junction boxes that go along that you can plug each PC into a specific junction box, and they were plastic junction boxes that came on the table when we first bought it, and they get loose over time as the table is jostled or as stuff is moved around. And so in order to prevent any more power issues, we took the plastic ones off, put steel junction boxes on there, and got the whole thing wired up. So we will have no more power issues with the YSPCs, which we're very excited about. They also are going to come out at a later date. We haven't decided yet. A few light poles need bulbs swapped out, and that requires a bucket truck to get up there and do that. So that's a bigger deal, but all the lights on and in the building electrically, everything is great. You may see a pole or two, especially the ones that have the dual heads, where one is out. So we're not, there's no like dark spots in the parking lot. There is no issue with safety lighting or people being able to see or drive properly, but just that we need the bucket truck out to do a couple bulb replacements. And then cleaning, so best quality cleaning. I've been talking with the shift manager through email and on the phone, and they also came out to do a walkthrough earlier in the month. We're going to be facilitating that swap on July 1st. So the evening of June 30th will be the last cleaning with EcoClean. Then their shift supervisor is going to come in on July 1st and hand over the keys and pull all their equipment out. And then as of July 1, Best Quality will be coming in and providing cleaning service for us for our nightly cleanings and for our porter service on weekdays. Then finally, as Tatiana mentioned, summary kickoff was a success. So thank you so much to the event team and for staff for planning. Everything went off without a hitch. And we are now looking forward to the 4th of July parade, as well as Fall Fest is coming up before you guys know it. So here we are.
It's the downside of a planning committee. Is you're already looking at fall.
We are in the midst of finalizing details for that.
Oh,
Great.
boy.
So I should have more concrete specifics for you all for the next meeting.
Wonderful, thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
Any
Good
questions
job.
for the assistant director?
Sounds
Good job.
like a busy month.
You wore a lot of hats this month.
All right, thank you. All right, moving on to agenda item number 9, which is new business. 9A is to adopt resolution 26-01, Lisle Library District Board members. May I have a motion and a second, and then the director can provide an explanation.
I move to adopt Resolution 26-01, Lisle Library District Board members, a true and correct list of current library board members.
A second.
Oh, go ahead.
Who wants it? Okay, Martin.
Thank you.
All right, motion and second. Okay, Director Weinstein.
Wow, pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah. The names are all
Please let
correct.
the public know who you are, if that is it.
Any further discussion? Okay, Jackie, please call the roll.
Emily Swistar.
Aye.
Vanessa Berry.
Aye.
Debbie Ryan.
Aye.
Josh Martin.
Aye.
Karen Larson.
Aye.
Laura Bailey.
Aye.
Liz Sullivan.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes, thank you. 9B is to adopt ordinance 26-01, an ordinance authorizing non-resident cards. May I have a motion and a second, and then Director Weinstein will provide a summary.
I move to adopt ordinance 26-01, an annual ordinance authorizing public library non-residence cards by the tax bill method. I'll second.
Okay, motion and a second. Director Weinstein?
So non-resident cards are for people who live in unincorporated areas and where we are their closest library. And then we use a calculation, tax bill method, so they're paying equivalent to what a property owner would within the district.
Any further questions on that or additional discussion? Okay, Jackie, please call the roll.
Emily Swistar.
Aye.
Vanessa Berry.
Aye.
Debbie Ryan.
Aye.
Josh Martin.
Aye.
Oh, Last time they
Cross your
flip back
fingers.
on very shortly.
Roll call to authorize non-resident cards. Emily Swistar.
Aye.
Vanessa Berry.
Aye.
Debbie Bryan.
Aye.
Josh Martin.
Aye.
Karen Larson.
Aye.
Laura Bailey.
Aye.
Liz Sullivan.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes, thank you. I would like to request a motion to adjourn due to power outage.
I move to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a
I
second.
finished your sentence.
Discussion.
Pretty straightforward.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we are adjourned
Okay,
at 7:32 PM. Just-